Alrighty, we are live. All right, guys. So I'm gonna put that link there. I'm gonna pin this for you. Pin the comment. All right. Okay, so this phone needs to be charged. Let's see if it'll sit up good. Because my other phone wouldn't allow me to get on live. So, what's up? Y'all getting in here? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, hey. So today we are doing a live with Mariska S. Phillips. She is my acting coach, and we are both doing an in-person acting intensive. It's called Master the Craft, Command the Screen. So I'm really excited to be doing that. So in the link that I've pinned at the bottom, where it says bit.ly, Actors on Camera, you can click that for all the information. It's going to be March 21st and 22nd. So yeah. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Pull up in the DMV area because we are doing this thing. Hey. Let me wave back at some of you guys. What's up? So yeah, we're just waiting for her to get in here. And if you missed the last one, it's on the page. It's on my page. And also, I think the Working Actors Academy page. But we went over some beautiful things. So I need you guys to get ready for this one, because we'll be sharing some gems. If you're an actor, you're someone who is looking into acting, if you're someone who's been acting for a while, it doesn't matter. I'm a person who believes in training. I'm a person who believes you're never too old to learn, right? So I love the process, the discovery of becoming the character. So all the work that you put in to really make that person come off and feel natural and believable and all the things, that is my favorite. So I'm just waiting for her to join right now. So y'all should view requests. So there she is. Okay. Oh, there's a couple of people here. That's fine. Oh, it says you declined. So can you do the request again, Mariska? It's saying that you declined. Nope, can't go live. I sent request. Okay, I see. But can you send it again? Because I sent you the thing and it says you declined it. So, it's Instagram. Okay, here it is. View request again. We're going to accept it. And we'll be able to get started here in a second. She's coming. She's coming. Oh, she joined. There we go. Now we got it. Now we cook it with grease, as they say. Let me move this so they can sit up a little higher. Okay. All right, it says you're joined, but your screen is black. So if you are there, we cannot see you yet. So I'm just waiting for you to join in. In the meantime, you guys have any acting questions, put them down below, and we will make sure we answer those. All right, I'm waving at some of you guys. What's up? So I don't know, Mariska. It says you're joined. Yeah, it says you're joined, but we don't see ya. There's a black screen. Okay, so any acting questions, put them down below. Last time we talked a lot about scene study. We talked about animal. We talked about beats and demi beats. We talked about how we break down the script. We talked about a bunch of good things. I mean, there was some actors on here who was like, yo, I got to finish this live just before I put myself on tape again. And you do. And you do. You do have to finish it. So any acting questions, drop them down below. And while we waited, y'all got some open questions, What y'all want to say about the Oval? I know y'all always be hitting me about Priscilla, man. What's up? I'm liking her this season, though. She's in all the things running the White House, and I'm really excited about what I've been able to create with her throughout all the seasons. So it's really fun. It's really fun. Okay, Mariska. So hey, Maurice, what's up? Oh, we should bring you on here, Mo. He says, hey. Okay. I think what I'm gonna have to do is maybe get off of it and get back in. It says, is the sister coming back? Because maybe something is happening on her end. I don't know, because right now, do you guys see anything? Let me know, because for me, I just see a black screen at the bottom. Do you guys see anything? You see her frozen? Okay, she left. Okay, she left. Okay, cool. For everyone that's texting me right now, I can't answer your text while I'm on live, so you gotta wait till after text is over. Love you guys. All right. Okay, so she's restarting her phone. Okay, so there was an issue. Okay, she's restarting her phone. But it's live, so anything can happen. And live doesn't always work as great as we want it to on Instagram. It is what it is. However, child, what's going on with Nancy? Oh, yo, who is this woman right now, right? And I ain't I know it's in the script, like she got it from me about spending the money, but she took it overboard. Like, yeah, I was mad at Sam when he cheated and all these things and wanted to get back at him with some money, but I didn't go crazy. Nancy is ending this guy's retirement, his IRA, his Roth, like his 401k. Like, what are you talking about? What? I don't even understand. Like, what? That's a whole nother thing. Let me know what y'all think about Nancy, okay? Play role very well. Proud of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It says Michael B. Cannon, I believe it says. Thank you. I appreciate that. All these cliffhangers. Now, y'all know Tyler Perry love a good cliffhanger. You know he has to write it in a way to where you come back next week, and then a week after, and then a week after. I love a good cliffhanger. I'm here for it because it makes you want to tune in. That's why binge watching the show is so easy. Amaje. We should have you join in, Amaje. Mm-hmm. Hey, Amaje. That's so great. Okay. What's the role you've always wanted? A role I've always wanted to play. A superhero. A superhero is a role I've always wanted to play. Specifically, Vixen, or Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has a black sister. When her mom prayed to the gods to get her sister, it was one made of brown clay and one made of white. And we know, the regular Wonder Woman, but I want to be her sister. Okay, so we just waiting for Mariska to jump on back in here. She sent a new request. Okay, I'm waiting. I don't even see the request. Let's see. Nancy, like, women never want to accept responsibility of their actions. Yeah, I'm gonna agree to that, because I can't stand when people aren't accountable for their actions. Like, that is annoying as shat to me. Okay, people, humans, man, woman, it don't matter. That bothers me. Oh, stop! I ain't see it yet. Oh, okay. We just gonna give overviews then. Okay, Mariska, so I put you back in there. I saw your SUV commercial. Kudos. Thank you. For you guys who haven't seen it, I have a National Nissan commercial out right now. Super grateful for that. Truly manifested that too. Truly ended the year out doing that. It was like a 4-day shoot, and all this stuff, and then it came out. So here we are. Okay, it says Mariska joined, but we see a black screen. Okay, it's coming. I hear you. We hear you. We hear you. There she goes.
But why? I don't see you.
Oh. I think everyone sees me. I don't know. I don't know, darling. We're having technical difficulties this day. Oh yeah, it's your internet.
I don't know,
because you're very, very pixelated. Very, very pixelated. But come on with the hat. I see the hat, baby. Come on. I see you. I see what we doing today. I see it.
Well, thank you. I'm doing my best over here, but this is not happening. Let me see. Because I restarted my phone and everything. Let me see. What should I do? Should I try and rejoin again?
We can hear you. We can see you. It's getting clearer, so I think we're good. Okay, Amaje says
I just can't see you at all.
You can't see me at all?
No. Nope.
Well, we see you. Okay, everyone, people are saying they see us both, so it may just be your phone. Let's just keep going. I don't know. It'll be like a phone call for you since you can't see me.
I guess so. I love to see your expressions, though. Your face delights me.
Well, then hang up and call back in, then, darling. Who am I to stop you from seeing this face?
Thank you. Keep the actors engaged. Hold on, I'll be back.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, so let's go back. I saw some other questions in here. All right, so we're just gonna wait for her to come back in. Hey. Nancy, like, oh, Christian woman. Y'all are funny about Nancy. I like Nancy though, but she's my favorite. She is, right? Nancy's great. You would love to see me in a superhero role. Thank you, sweetheart. I would love that too. Okay. Ooh, Valkyrie. Okay. All right. Hey, let me just get my foot in the door. Okay, who do you guys like better out of Marvel or DC Comics? Right? Marvel or DC? Mel, what's up, Mel? Ah, hey, Mel, shoot. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy you guys are on here. I'm excited. I'm excited too. Is it Tyler Perry's MO to have every episode season end with a cliffhanger? And it is. And it do. And it does. Because every single one does, you know? Okay, I know you guys said you could see us both, but she couldn't see me. So she, Mariska, jumped off just so she can join back in and see if she can see me. And that way we can try to get this thing started. So thank you guys for your patience and hang on with us. When I see women do good with their life, I wonder where I went wrong. Oh my God, no. Don't say that. Don't say that. You got to change your mindset, though. Change your mindset for sure. Everyone says they can see us both. Okay, well, I'm sorry. She jumped off. She's going to come back on. I have the best acting coach. Come on, Mariska, Natasha, you're gorgeous. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yay. Manifesting that superhero role for you. Marvel for all. Oh, yeah, I know. Marvel be fired, all right? Oh, Marvel be it. Marvel. Okay, Marvel. I know. She's back. Okay, she's back. Let's see. Okay, I don't see a request. Do you mind sending the request again? Nothing showing up that says view request. There it is. Haha. I'm going to accept. Okay. This is it. Third time's a charm, right, guys? Like, here we go. Okay, it's taking a second. There she is.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Cannot, but I don't know what's happening over here.
Oh,
But I guess we could have the conversation. I'm gonna miss your face, but it's all good. I saw it yesterday, so I'm okay.
Hey, Diva Glam. Thank you, boo, for my hair. You know that's modern beauty.
Somebody,
I'm ready for all the gems. Okay, can you guys see both of us? Can anyone chime in and let me know if you can see both of us again?
Yeah.
Let me know. I'm seeing people joining. People are joining. Okay, if you're just now joining, this is Master the Craft Command the Screen. We are doing a 2-day intensive, in-person intensive in the DMV area on March 21st and 22nd. And so today we're talking about different elements of acting. So if you just joined, that's what we're doing. Yes. They can see us. Okay, they can see both of us. Can you guys hear both of us? I'm assuming that means yes. No one's saying you can't hear.
Okay,
So
great.
it may just
Awesome.
be, internet. I'm sorry.
It could be my device. Someone could change devices.
Okay. So where would you like to start, darling?
I would like to start with your perspective of playing two different characters at the same time.
At the same
like you have. Like you've had gigs in between gigs, right? And we're developing two characters at the same time. So
I was like, what do you mean at the same time? Okay, got it. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're playing Priscilla and we're developing the character for Found. Or we're preparing Jupiter Jones.
Jupiter Jones, right. Yeah.
So from an actor's point of view, I just want your perspective on how you navigate that in your instrument. Like, because there will come a time, if you keep studying enough, you guys, you will be called upon to play another character as you're playing another. So I just want to get your take and your input on that.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about that for me is that I always have to take a moment and shed off Priscilla. I think I've been doing her for so long now that she can easily show up in other characters. That's happened to me before, where I just finished a season, I flew home, I had an audition, and my agent called me, which is rare. I think I've only had to retape maybe 3 times in my life. And so he called me and was like, yeah, we got to retape. And I was like, why? I thought it was great. He was like, I thought it was Priscilla. And I was like, oh, he was like, there were elements of her in there. And I was like, okay, cool. So then, I didn't, but I just got back and I didn't really focus on the shedding of her. And I think that's important as actors. You have to get out of this character, out of those mannerisms, out of everything that you brought to the forefront so that you can then step into another. And when I do it at the same time, I have to be very aware and very cognizant of what I'm developing and what I'm creating, because I have to make, well, every character is different. So I have to really focus on, like when we were doing Found, I have to really focus on that animal, really focus on her need, really focus on her tragic flaw, really focus on all of these things that are like really the relationship. I really got to, the relationship. I really got to focus on that to get me away from what Priscilla's instincts and mannerisms are. And then the other thing that helps me truly, and this has always helped me, it's always been a thing, is my wardrobe. I get out of, I don't put on anything that would be reminiscent of that other character. Sometimes I can have to only rehearse in something that reminds me the feeling of the character that I'm creating.
Yeah.
Like when I did a period piece and I played Shirley Chisholm, it was for a play, but every rehearsal I went to my wardrobe department. I was like, I can't feel like Taja when I show up. I need a wardrobe rehearsal outfit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a little, it can be not the real wig, but something. I need to get out of me so I can feel like that. So when they're, especially if they're close to home. So those are the things that I have to do when I'm playing two people at the exact same time, because you really have to navigate your instrument in such a way that you can shed one and truly become the other without even allowing the other one to kind of seep in there, because it's very easy for them to do that.
Yeah. And piggybacking off of what you just said, what I want you guys to know as an acting coach and an actor's advocate, because, you know, I'll stand up for an actor right on set. Right, Taja?
Yes, you will.
And I'll get myself in trouble. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I said it. I did because I felt the way. But you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Your instrument, right? Because you're playing two different characters at sometimes, it can be taxing, not on your instrument and on your spirit. So how do you carefully and safely shift between these two energies and these two lives and all the things and the emotional layers that I put you through, which are not for the squeamish? How do you take care of yourself?
So meditation
and it's different for everyone too.
Yes, it is different for everyone. Meditation is something that's really big for me. That helps. And then also there's a saying that we say that I have to say, especially after certain scenes. When scenes are so emotional or so deep or so whatever, I have to say, I am an actor.
Amen.
It's the smallest thing, but I have to say that because you guys have to understand, like, you're utilizing your spirit, your soul, like all these things. You're allowing yourself to go there mentally to do whatever this character has to do, whether you agree with it or not, because we're not going to judge our characters, right? So you have to just go there and live in that space with them and become them. No judgment-free zone. But then sometimes it's so far from you or so against what you would say or do. When I allow myself to fully go there, Mariska, I have to then, at the very end of that scene, when that director yells cut, I have to be like, I am an actor.
I'm glad that.
And that allows me to shed it. That allows me to get it off. That allows me to be like, that was pretend, that this is not real. That is not who I am. This is not, I got to let that go as the human of me, right? The person of me. And then I can step into whatever character. So once I'm so happy one, that helps.
That you know that you apply that. You know, I know how sometimes actors are trepidatious or angry of a character, but you have
say that last part. Say that you broke up. Actors are.
I said sometimes actors are trepidatious or anxious or even afraid of going into the rabbit hole of certain characters' lives. And they have to know that they are able to come back out of it, of that experience. And that term, that phrase, I'm an actor, allows them to know I can safeguard myself once I go into the rabbit hole. And that's a whole skill set, right? That rabbit hole into the bottom of the need of the character and be in that really dark, narrow space of that experience. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, I'm an actor tool. That is vital, you guys. Trust
Yeah.
us.
That is it. That has gotten me out of a lot of places, because when you allow yourself to go somewhere that's so dark, and you live there, right? You're living there. You're there all day on set. Or however you can go in and out of your own instrument, but you are allowing it to be palpable. That one phrase, that affirmation, whatever affirmation works for you, whatever it is, yours may be something else, but whatever it is, you have to then, for me, I have to then say something to get me out of it, to be like, it's okay. What you did was good. You're all right. You're okay. And then I can get out of that, because emotions don't stop at cut. When I'm in a really deep place and an emotional place and the director hears cut and I say to myself, I'm an actor, literally, this just happened. I have to walk down the hallway or wherever we are. I got to walk away, and I'm still crying. I'm still crying. I'm still in the emotion of it. I'm still in it. I need a second. Like, I can't. It's not like cut. Like, no, not when you're in a really deep place.
Not if you're having that experience.
Not if you're having that experience, for sure. So I have to go and walk away and take a moment and then regroup, especially if you want to do another take. My God.
Yeah. But
I have to allow myself to reset,
It's true. When you're loaded like that and you're standing on the foundation that we've built in the work, and then you get out there and play, I always, sometimes I ask, can you do 10 takes? Yes, I can. Okay, great. Go have fun.
Right.
Yes, you're free to play.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's valid.
That was a good question and answer. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to then thank you, because the thing about having a great acting coach to help you navigate these characters and things like that is that you allow me to create a safe space with you, to share my deepest, darkest secrets, to share all these things, right? And feel good and know that it's going to stay right there. But then also when I have to go, and then your memory, let's not even talk about that. That's a whole nother thing. I'd be like, how you remember that? Like,
I know, I'm grateful for that. I feel like that is definitely one of my superpowers. And I thank God for that gift, to be able to bring up that moment that you shared for the work. We make it art.
Right. We make it for the work.
But thank you for trusting me with the things.
Yeah, no, and I'm grateful that we have that safe space, that I can get in there and share something, or what I've already previously shared. And as we allow it to show up and use it for the work, that's when it's like, ooh. And man, those moments, guys, let me tell you something. When those moments hit and she's like, what does this remind you of? Okay, so she's feeling disrespected. Tell me of a time when you were disrespected. What about this time? What about the art gallery? And like, or whatever, right? Yeah. And whatever the trigger is, and I'm like, ooh, and immediately, I'm there, or immediately I'm crying. It's like
breaks
somewhere
open.
In between. Yeah, it's open.
It breaks open the truth.
It breaks open the truth. And then when you can allow yourself to let that live, right? That's living as a layer in your character while you're delivering the lines that the writer wrote. That's what makes it great. That's what makes it great. Like, you have to go somewhere for that. You have to be able to tap into something. And so when I am able to do that and really go there and not cheat. Now, I don't just do it on set. I'm not the actor that's going to be like, oh, I'll bring it on set. You have to rehearse that thing. You got to allow yourself to go there and find it, because it may not be readily available when you get on set, because you've never done it, right? You haven't done it to, I guess, conjure it up, if you will, to really allow it to open up to be in a space. I have to rehearse it and go over it and make sure it's ready. So then when it's game time, it's like I've already done it. I know where to go, and then I can just play. Then whatever the director wants, I'm in the space, whatever you need.
You have to know where it lives inside too.
Where do you?
Because, when we break things open in session, and as an actor, when you're rehearsing and you make your choices, that's great. But then all the other characters, when you're on set, come in, and you have to be open to listen and respond in kind. You can't make these choices and just marry them and thinking, well, this is my choice for this scene, but because then you're not going to listen to the other characters and what they're trying to share with you.
Right.
And so, but the truth is the truth is the truth. So don't think, and this is where a lot of actors get caught up. The perfectionist in me knows from whence this comes. I'm not,
Right.
I'm not thinking about right or wrong, because that used to be my question. Am I doing it right? That was my default question. Am I doing it right? But that wasn't fun. My thing to actors, I said, do you feel like you're telling the truth? Do you feel honest in this moment? If we don't feel honest, then you're acting, or you have an idea that you're trying to play. But if you feel like you're in that moment and you're telling the truth, then you're living. Then the colors are flying.
Yep. Yep. Only then. Only then. Guys, remember that. Write that down. Put it in your phone. Write it down. Save it in a note. Whatever. Ask yourself: are you telling the truth right now? That's good. Is this the truth? Because I love when you say the truth is the truth is the truth. Amen. Turn to your neighbor. Say amen.
Right?
What?
Like we can't overuse a real life event, right? Like, like people like, it's like, oh, I don't want to keep using that. It'll fade away. No, it won't.
The truth is the truth.
It won't.
Truth is the truth.
Yeah. It's unwavering.
Yeah. That's good. So let me ask you, why do you think actors are afraid of going to the deep place? Is there a common ground that you found that actors, the reason why or reasons why they don't want to go there? The fear?
It broke up a little bit, but I think I got the gist of the question. I believe that if you don't feel safe, you're not going to go. You're just not going to go. If and sometimes it is like jumping out of an airplane. You want to know, did you pack this chute right? Because I ain't playing with y'all today. You have to trust that the chute's going to open sometimes. Another way of knowing is like, do you feel safe with your director? Some directors unfortunately you just don't feel safe with, and that could keep you, it could pull you back from the full release of what your instrument may want to do. You pull back. It's a safety. It's a safety net. It's self-preservation. Like, if I go there, am I going to be taken care of? And like I said, will I come back? That's why I said you have to learn how to take care of yourself. No one's going to take care of you all the time like that.
Right.
So I understand it's a safety issue.
That's very true. And no one's going to always take care of you like that. That's very true.
Right. The director could love you, but you could go in and you could go in and the director says, cut. There's a shadow, and you're in there like, oh, you gotta know.
Yeah. That's good.
True story.
That's good. Someone says, say that some have energy that doesn't align and you have to make a decision. Yeah. I've definitely been on those sets before, and then what I do is I go to my director. I'm like, this is a really important scene. This is a very emotional scene, and I really want to be able to go there. So let's get everything ready. Let me know when you're ready. I'm ready, but I don't want to have to do this more than 3 to 5 times. Like, it's just, and they'll be like, okay. Like, once I have that moment with them, like, or whatever it is we're communicating about, like, hey, I want to feel taken care of in this space, then it's like they're more acutely aware of it. Because as a director, it's not always that they're trying to be disrespectful, but they have like 1,000 things going, and you're the captain of that ship, and you have to make sure that everything is good so that everything is perfect so that when we look at the picture, it's like, oh, that's great. Okay, oh, boom, boom, boom. We see, okay, yeah, like, you know, it's like, let's make sure we do a couple of rehearsals then to make sure everything is good before I really go there. And then that way we can have some, really create and have some magic, you know? So I
Yeah.
definitely know, because that is the worst when you're
Yeah.
already there and you know they're not going to use that take and you're like, dang, that was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try to recreate it. And then that's the problem. I've fallen victim to this too. You try to recreate that moment. That moment's gone.
It doesn't work out.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work out.
It doesn't.
Because you're in the result. You understand that? If you're in a result, you're going to miss the magic.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! That's so good. I'm like, oh, where do we go from here?
Here's another question that is appropriate to playing two different characters in two different productions. But what if you get an audition and you have to audition for two different characters? They want to see this role and you have to send both tapes and at the same deadline.
Yeah. That's always so fun. Right?
Actor, what do you think of how does that sit in your spirit?
Okay. I just had to go through that, right? I just had to go through that. And it wasn't as nerve-wracking as I would necessarily think, because I understand that these are two completely different people, two different walks of life. That's where your bio comes into play. That's where your animal comes into play. That's where, of course, your need, your tragic flaw, all these things come into play. You have to really rely on those things because they're so different. And then for me, I always like to change up my character's look completely. So I'm not going to look the same.
Yeah.
The wig going to change. The wardrobe going to change. Like everything is going to be completely different because I need you to see me completely different. I don't need you to see me as the attorney. I need you to see me now as the loving wife who may lose her kids. Like those are very different people at this stage in their life. And this is when they're meeting in this room. You got to be different. So I had to really focus. I did the one that I really wanted first.
There's the key.
Yeah,
unlock
this
that.
one has more lines. This one is like, okay, let me get this one out, right? Did that one, watch it. Okay, that's it. That's the one. Okay, we sitting out. Cool. Boom. Then I was able to shed her and then go put on the other woman. And then I had to sit in her space of like where she is, who she is, what's happening. When she walks into this room, the other one didn't walk into the room. This one walks into the room and it's like she's with all these people and she doesn't know if she's going to get custody of her kids and all these different layers that are there that shows up. I have to allow all of those stakes to be there. And then what does it feel like when I'm looking at my ex-husband and he's like, he speaks and I'm like, hey, you know, it just, all of it. Yeah.
Okay. So so besides changing the look, the wardrobe, for the physicality of two different characters, is there a key tool that you would suggest or that you favor in making the shift? Is there a key tool?
You mean as far as like need, public persona, tragic flaw?
One of those.
You say tools?
Yeah,
okay,
I think.
All three of them, I can't pick one. That's what I'm saying. That's the most important. I got to focus on that. For me, it's the top four because you got to have your animal in there because your animal's going to be totally different. Right? That's going to change your physicality. Yeah, that's always going to change the physicality. So that core and like the bio. That's why I was like the bio, the need, the tragic flaw, the public persona, the animal, all five. Okay, 5 guys, it's 5. All right, you're like, you got to have all of it because all of that helps make up who she is or who he is, right? For you to then become that person.
Right.
Those are the things that for me I have to go to. That's like the must. That's like the prerequisite. You have to get those off you got to figure that out. Then you can play and go and have all the layers and you changing your look and things like that. But all of the body language and all of the internal work has to be done first.
The life.
Somebody put the life in the chat. Put the life in the chat. The life of the character.
The life.
The life.
Amen.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah, I agree. The interesting thing to me, like say you're in the room and you go in for one part and they go, you know, they say they're over there like, and
Right.
then they come back and be like, you know, we actually would love for you to read for this character. Would you take 10, 15 minutes and come back as this character?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
do you do?
I mean, of course you do it, right?
Yeah.
But that's where the work comes in. Like when you, for me, I do the work often, right? When I say the work, I'm gonna do. I already know my needs, my tragic flaw, my public persona, all these things. I do that so often that I know I gotta get that fast. I gotta find it quick. And
Yeah.
then honestly, once I understand the tone, I think my superpower is understanding tone. I understand tone well. I can read something for the first time, a pilot, whatever. My tone, I always understand tone. You got to
Mhm.
understand the tone of the size of the script of the TV show, what kind of TV show, the movie, what type of movie. Like all of that matters. All of that's going to dictate too, because on top of everything else that we're talking about, you also have to then fit into the tone of the show or the movie. Like that matters too.
That's
That's a whole
right.
nother thing.
That's
But
right.
when
And
you get like
sometimes
that
they don't know
15,
what they're
20
looking
minutes,
for
they don't. They don't.
until they
So when
see
you
it,
get that,
right?
that's normally, right? That's oftentimes, yeah. Or they have an idea in their mind, and then it's like, oh, I was thinking this, but this person came in and knocked it out the water. So when you have 15 minutes, you have to find those things really quickly to figure out what you're going to do. At that point, they're not expecting you to be off book. I'm not married to the lines, but I know I need to,
Right.
that short-term memory is going to kick in. I'm going to be able to get the chunks of it and get it, but I need to understand the gist of it fairly quickly so I can go in and possibly book that role. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that happens. That
let
used to
me
happen
add
all the time.
something onto that. The scene objective, like what is this character trying to achieve in this scene? The scene objective is the arrow. That's the engine to the scene. So always, make sure that that has good stakes in it. That's cooking,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And then
for
the
sure.
conflict. Because if there's no conflict, there's no drama
Yeah,
and tension. Um, but
yeah.
when you say tone,
Hmm.
um, I understand like the texture and tone, but the other part of tone that, we always get into
What?
when we're developing a new character?
Hmm. What?
Your register, your
Your
vocal register.
register. Yeah. Tone of
That's
voice.
the tone of your voice too.
Yeah.
Because one character, she may be up here with it and like, yes, honey, I know.
Right.
And then the next one could be like, look, I am not trying to hear that.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
you have
Yeah.
to find the register in your
Yeah.
vocal range where the character
Hmm.
lives, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Meryl Streep is brilliant at that. Typically, every character has a different voice, different tone of voice for
Yeah.
her, and I'm like, oh, that's just amazing.
Mm.
She's great with that. Someone says, can you relate to what Damson Idris said about his role in Snowfall, where he had to go to a dark place to the point he had nightmares? Ooh. Have you ever had
Mm.
to experience that with actors? Has anyone
Where
shared
they
that?
were so deep that they had nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they didn't talk about nightmares, but they definitely said something was attached to them
Yeah.
that it took a long time for them to shake.
Mm-hmm.
So what I came up with, and I spoke to actually Nicole, I work with Nicole Bahari, right? And not to give away anything, but this is I don't think she would mind. It's like sometimes I ask actors, you gave this character life. What did the character give you?
Yes.
That's one question, right? Once we finish building her or him.
Right.
And then when you finish playing this character, if there's something negative that has attached yourself through this character, she'll say, thank you for spending this time with me. I no longer need it. I no longer have use for it. So thank you. But this
Right.
is what I will keep. And
Got it. That's good.
it's a real situation.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
that's
it's
good.
no joke.
That's so good, because we do so much work as actors in getting into character that there really isn't, the blueprint of how to get out of it, right? I have my own
Yeah.
little way and things that I do in my meditation and prayer, but I love that she has like set verbiage that she'll say, thank you, you served your purpose, I release you, and so it is,
Release
right?
you.
So that's amazing. So guys, think about that. You also have to figure out how to get out of that character, because she's right, and the person who left the comment is right. Sometimes you get in such a dark space, it's really hard to get out of those dark spaces. Like, we know actors who, overdose or committed suicide right after a dark role, and that's disheartening,
Yeah.
but that's such a true thing, because you're in such a dark, deep place for so long that it overtakes you, right? And it's so unfortunate, but it's one of those things you still have to find yourself. It reminds me of the time when I was depressed, when I had a broken engagement and all the things happened, right? And I was super depressed, and I had nothing. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do nothing. I just had no desire. When I said I had nothing, I had no desire for anything, to do anything, nothing. And so but it was like a still small voice. It was like this little bitty, tiny, squeaky voice inside of me would be like, come on, you can do it. Come on, just get up. Come on. It would always be something, and I would never listen to it for months and months, but never listen to it. And then finally I would listen to it, and I went outside. I walked down the street. And all of that, these were wins. These were small wins. It was so much going on at that time in my life. But when you're in such a deep place and you have such negative thoughts that are on you, right? It can just take you to a place that you don't want to live and you don't want to be. So it's very, very important to figure out what that is for you guys. We're talking about the work, how to get into character, but you also have to have your own process and how you can get out of that character, especially when it's a deep, dark space you have to live in.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Shanice. She says, call his name. God protects us in our craft. This is true. I'll tell you, when I'm having a bad dream, and I feel myself going to a place that I don't want to go to, or something's about to attack me, I literally I kind of squeeze my body together and I yell out. I break myself out of the name. I was like, Jesus!
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
Jesus! I kid you not. And whatever's trying to come at me, it almost evaporates, or I'll wake up, because I take in a lot of energy on a daily basis. Whenever I work with an actor, I get in with you. Like, I get in the muck and the mire of whatever we need to do with you. And so, I have to sometimes release, and sometimes I just, I'm just tired, but some things will come into my subconscious while I'm sleeping, and I do. You're right. Hot mic lady. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and I think that I'm covered. I know I'm covered, because we're meant to create and co-create with our gifts and talents and abilities that we've been blessed with. I think, my philosophy, as artists, we're in service. We are meant to share these gifts with the world and hopefully maybe change the perspective. Like I always say, one of my last questions in character development, Taja, what is it that you want to say to the world?
Your character statement? Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what puts the actor in service. Listen, you guys, write this down. What do I want to say to the world through this character? It's almost like, the moral of this story is, like what's your service as the actor through the life of this character?
That's good.
That makes it really important.
Right. Yeah, you're right, because I remember that vividly. We'd be in sessions and like, okay, but what's the character? Don't forget your character statement. And it's like, yeah, okay. What am I trying to say? Overall goal here. Because you have the overall goal. What's the overall goal? Does this align with that? There's so many layers to acting, guys. Oh, there's so many layers.
So many layers. Yeah.
I love it.
Somebody's asking a question.
Okay.
What's this question here? Oh, hi, Sage. We just had a session before this. Would you avoid dark role a dark role for a reason. There was all talk situations from the Deliverance movie that was on Netflix. So the question is, would you avoid a dark role for that reason?
Um, yeah, I would. I mean, I think it depends on what I'm going through personally, and if that's not a good time for me to do something, I wouldn't do it. That happened to me before. I turned down a role it was a film called Intercept, and the girl was in the movie. My character was preparing her life to commit suicide. That was what it was about. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. I wasn't in the best space. And I was like, I just wasn't really ready. But the producer reached out to me and we talked about it. It was a whole thing. And then I decided to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I felt confident and comfortable that I could be of service to her. And the hanging scene, she was hanging herself. And that scene, it took a minute for me to shake that. I hadn't even thought about that till right now. So thank you for that question. Because, you remove it. It's gone. You have been of service. You are now released.
Yeah.
And it takes a question or something for me to remember those things. But yeah, I absolutely turned it down initially. And then I don't regret doing it. No, I don't. That role I went on and I won like 3 different awards and things like that for that role, which was cool. But it definitely that's when I will say, that's when I realized I have to have a process of how to get out of a character, because at the time I didn't have that already kind of set. I didn't have my steps, things would just show up, flashbacks would just show up, moments would just show up, and it would just be like, oh, okay, I would just pray it through and things like that. But affirmations and verbiage and words, calling out Jesus, whatever it is for you, for me, I had to verbalize that thing to get it off of me. I couldn't just allow it just to live in my space and me not actively do things to get it off of me. So, I mean, to answer your question, absolutely. If it's not good for me, the human, I'm not going to be able to do her justice. And I do believe that everyone's story deserves to be told, but I don't necessarily have to be the one to tell it.
Amen. You do not have to say yes to everything. Another pearl that was discovered in session. Again, it was with Nicole. You just have these sessions, but
yeah,
we're talking about should she or should she not do this role, and we just took a list and we did pros and cons, and it was a great cast, but where she had to go, she finally said no. I said,
no.
what's your why? I said, what's your why? My body doesn't know it's not real.
That's it. That's it.
Oh. Because of the place we knew we had to go with this, my body is going to take it all in. And my body doesn't know that I'm just playing, I'm playing.
Right.
This is not what I want to play with my body with. So that was a hard one. So guys, you got to know what's for you, and it's okay to say no. It's more professional sometimes to say no than to say yes and then be scared or begrudgingly or beat yourself up for saying yes, or
Yeah, no, for sure. This is
honor
so
yourself.
good. This is so good, guys. I'm so glad y'all rocking with us. This is such a good session. Oh, I'm so glad everything worked out.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good. You have to get the character off of you. That's so good. Okay.
Any other questions?
Let's see. They said Denzel went into a whole other speech for Malcolm X. Yeah, I heard that too, for sure. He got into a whole other zone. Have you ever felt convicted? What does it say? Oh, convicted that you yeah. Yeah, for sure. And again, that's why I have to focus on steps to get the character off of me. Now I will say it's not a normal thing. Has that happened before? Sure, but it's not a normal thing. Typically, once I'm done for the day, when I turn off, it turns off, and I'm absolutely exhausted. It's almost like, because acting is it's so much work, because you have so many different layers so many emotions living in you, depending on your role or what's happening all day, that you're just kind of like allowing to sit there and be readily available for you. And the moment I leave, I can be in such high spirits and things like that. But the moment I get in that car, it's like everything just goes doo doo doo. It's like a battery just turns off, and it's just like,
Download.
ah. And I just, yeah, and I have to let it go, and I release it, and I'm like, oh, it was such a great day. It's over, and thank you, and so it is, and I gotta let it go and release it. There have been times I'm leaving Tyler Perry Studios, and I've had a long day, and those days are really, really tough on an actor because you have, sometimes 15 to 20 plus scenes, 25 scenes in a day. So you have to carry so much on you, not only emotionally, but in your brain, your mental load of all the lines. You got to carry all this with you all day long because you're shooting all day long, right? And it's not until you're done that I remember driving off and I was like, ah. And I felt my battery come down. I felt like it went, doo. And then I was just, I'm exhausted. Like when I'm done, especially with the oval, I need a week. I need a week or more of nothing because I'm exhausted for multiple days because you're carrying all of that in your body that you don't really realize. All of that's being carried, and I have to be able to just debrief and let it go. That's so important.
Yeah. Yes. Here's a good question. How do actors that are married in a relationship reconcile kissing scenes, sex scenes with their significant others?
Yeah, great question. So I think it's important that whatever you're comfortable with, for me, whatever I'm comfortable with doing, my husband knew I was comfortable with doing that when we met, when we started talking about acting. He knew that when we got engaged. He knew that when we got married. So in those scenarios, he knows what I'm comfortable with. And so if I'm your person and this is my job, this is something you're going to have to be comfortable with as well. I'm not a person that, I don't know, it could be like acting is a part of my dream. So if it's something where I have to kiss someone or this and that, and I'm okay with it, and my husband's like that too, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But if it's something that you don't feel good about, then yeah, no, And so there's certain things I won't do because I'm not okay with it. I'm uncomfortable with it. There's certain TV shows that I'm like, when I get it, if you in a power universe and you a woman, you get naked, right? And and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not ready for that. Not saying that's something I'll never do, but right now, today, up until now, I'm not comfortable with just being 100% naked and like I'm not. So, it's something that we talk about when a role comes up. I'm like, hey, this role has this, or to say simulated sex scene, but so then I need to know what that means because simulated sex scene could be some of anything.
Yeah.
It has to be something that I'm comfortable with. And now with the changes of Me Too and the industry, now we have intimacy coordinators on set, and it's not as sexy as it seems when it's all cut. It's literally like a dance. It's like, okay, you're gonna put your hand here, and then this. It's like it's choreographed, okay, and then we roll over here, and you're just kind of, you sell it. But there's so many things you can do without actually doing the sex part, the simulated sex part. You know what I mean? That makes it look like, ooh, all these things are happening. So it's just something that I discuss with him and he's aware of, and then we move forward together.
And then now you being a mom, that's a whole nother layer to that.
That's a whole another layer, right? So then for me, it's like, ooh, what am I comfortable with my son seeing me in certain ways and different things like that? So, it just depends. I don't knock anyone who does it because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, I think it's about your level of comfort and where you are. And so that's what drives me. What am I comfortable with? What else we have?
Should we definitely have an agent? Where's the best place to go shop for an agent?
An agent, yeah. So here's the thing: there's no best place. The best place is a referral. If someone can refer you, then great. You have all your materials together, and you get a referral. Other than that, you're gonna have to get on these casting sites.
Even your friends who you are auditioning and everything, ask them.
Yeah, that's the referral, right? The referral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you got to get on these casting sites. This Actors Access, LA Casting, all these things. Oftentimes, there's agents on there that when they're looking for new talent, they'll put it on there. So there's no here's this one best place you can go to find. There's no one best place.
Yeah,
it requires work. It requires intentionality. It requires work. So if you know that there's an agent it's a whole thing. I just wrote a blog about it. You got to research. Go to IMDb Pro, see who's the agent that you're looking, or the agency that you're looking to work with. Go to their roster. Do they have anybody like you? Oh, they have a bunch of you. They're probably not going to pick you. They already have a bunch of women that's in your, that look like you, or men, right? So then you have to find whoever that agent is. You have to go. You have to do your research. Then typically there's an email there. You can email them. You have to be strategic even in the email, what you're sending, and it's a whole thing. Like, you have to be intentional. You have to be proactive with getting an agent. Agents just don't come knocking on your door, but you have to do the work. And by doing so, you'll find the person that's right for you.
It's a challenge. It's definitely one of the beasts of the business.
Yeah. Because it's like that. I think the gate is there because it's like, you have to really want this. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I can do this. Acting isn't a thing that there's like, here's a prerequisite. You do this, you do all these things. Here's a check. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to really work for it if you want to get it. And so agents have like, I feel like there's the gate there to like, okay, how badly do you really want this? If you really want this, you're going to do what it takes to get it, period.
Yeah. Here's a good question. And this gives me an opening to, it says, what's the average time / amount of classes it takes a new person looking to start?
Well, that's a you question.
Is it? Because
ask the question again. Wait, ask the question again.
What's the average amount of classes it takes a new person looking to start?
Oh,
I don't have a number for that.
There's no number. Got it. Okay, yeah, there's
I don't
no
have a number for that because the best actors have acting coaches, and they actively stay in class.
Yeah.
So, it says it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft. Mm-hmm. That's the going rate, so to speak.
And that's the thing about just starting, or how do you start? You just have to start, right? You have to go put yourself on these sites, these casting sites, see what's out there. You need headshots. You got to build your resume. You got to do the work. Like, you have to start, right? You just have to start. And then if you're going to get into some classes or get a coach, or however you're going to go about doing it, whatever works for you, there is no, once you do one full session, you're good. That's not how it works.
No.
That's not how it works at all.
Please. Can I shout out Homeschool?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Okay, so actors, any level, whether it's your first or 100th class, on Sundays I teach a class called Homeschool. I teach it in person here in New York, and it's available on Zoom if you're not in New York. It works out very, very well for Zoom actors and in person. It's an integrated class. Everyone gets to work. We work on scene study. We work on monologues. We do character development exercises that I do with, like, to develop characters, like character private moments and character animal exercises. We do it all. But the beautiful thing about Homeschool is that you work at your own pace, and it's very affordable. 3 to 6 Eastern Standard Time, Sundays, $60. That's $20 an hour. If you wanted to get me as an acting coach, it's $150 an hour. So I'm like, you might as well come to class and start. You can start there. And then once you start, listen, you will instrumentally know when you're ready to start auditioning, because I'm not going to let you play yourself. And I know, and I know you don't want to play yourself by sending an audition. And I'd be like, listen, I know I love working with you, but do not put my name on your resume until we know you are ready. Because I've had some, like, casting directors turn around and be like, you work with Mariska? How long? Like, they'll like really question you. How long? Like, they'd be like, yeah, right. Mariska would not. No, it's true. Like, so, you want to know when you're ready to audition. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, even though I was, but honestly, you want to know that you could walk in the room or send the tape off with confidence. Okay. That's all I want to say. So there's not a number of classes that I would say you're ready. You'll know.
You'll know. And then the other thing.
And then you got to keep working.
Say again?
And then when you do know you're ready to start auditioning, you still got to keep working.
Yes. And then the other thing, guys, when you want to do your audition with her as well, right? Over Zoom, your reader and the camera
Wait, it's not.
on the call. I said that you can also be with them for the audition. You can be over Zoom. You can be like the reader in the room, the camera set up, and that way you can coach them through the audition as well. Like that's also an option for someone who is working with you. Yeah, they want to book you for that as well.
Yeah, I have a lot of actors that say, I have a tape due this date. Can we work and tape before this deadline? And I'm like, always like, yes. And I just actually set up a self-tape room here at the preparatory. So if you wanted to come in person, I'll tape you. What I would do is like put your actual phone in the ring light. I'll coach you. We'll tape the first scene, then I'll coach you the second scene. We'll tape the second scene. However many scenes you have, we'll work it as we go. And I'll tape you, make sure the frame is right, make sure you get a good take and all of that good stuff. So that's available here in New York as well.
All right. So all my New York actors, that's where you need to be. Hit her up. For all actors that are in the DM area, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to get at our Master of the Craft Command to Screen live person intensive. All right. So if you're in that area, March 21st, 22nd, tell a friend and tell a friend. The link is down below. It's pinned at the bottom. Click it, or even you just want to know what's going on. Click it, read about it, see, and let us know. Join. We have early bird special right up until the 15th. So you still got time for the early bird special. If you guys want us to go to any other cities, let us know where. Down in the chat right now, we'll know what are some other cities that you're interested in that we can go to, because DMV was calling us, so we're there, right?
That's right.
So if there's other areas, put it down in the chat. Be like, LA, Atlanta, Texas, what part of Texas? You know, I don't know. What city down below so people know.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it too. But it doesn't have
like Houston.
to be Houston. It could be Austin. It could be Dallas. I'm cool. Or once we're there, we could city hop.
City hop, right. Okay, this day Houston, this day Dallas, this day Austin. That's funny.
So listen, someone said, what is your contact info? The link is in the bio, right?
Yeah, and the link is in your bio. So yeah, if you guys go to her page, you can see the link in your bio.
And yours too, right?
Oh, you're talking about, but the contact information for the class is pinned at the bottom of the live.
Right. And also, if you go to my bio, you can go straight to my website and send an email. It'll come right to my email address, and then I can answer you that way. If you wanted my contact info. I don't know exactly who you were speaking to. And the other, let's close out with this. This is a good one.
Somebody said, I'm in the DMV. Click the link and check it out. You got to come to class. You got to come to this intensive. It's going to be great. So yeah,
Philly.
the areas down.
Philly.
Okay, Philly.
That's good. I taught there once. I love Philly actors actually. Okay, so listen. We're gonna close out with this question, you guys. Where is it? It says, what would you say the top 3 components would be to make a great actor? That's a fun question.
Well, you go. That's the question for you, I think.
Okay. Okay, I would say tenacity. You get knocked down, you get the heck back up. You get knocked down, you get the heck back up. That's tenacity.
Right.
I would say boldness, right? You want to be bold. You don't want to be obnoxiously bold, but when you get those auditions, you want to be bold. You don't want to you want to release the energy, right? You don't want to hold back. Just be bold, right, and present, right, in your work. Number 3 would be humble. Nobody wants to be around a stuck-up actor. You know what? So what? Your beautiful face, your beautiful teeth, beautiful body. That's great. That means you take care of yourself. But that is not the key element to booking. You could be as talented to the hills. You could be as talented all get out, but if no one wants to be around you because of your attitude or you're conceited, it won't matter how talented you are. So you want to come with divine humility.
I love that. I think the thing that I would add to the three is consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to show up as an actor, consistent in your you need to have your business stuff together. You need to know that is a business first. It's show business, emphasis on the business, right? Show is really secondary. But you have to be consistent in what you're doing and how you are preparing characters, how you're studying, how you're showing up. Casting director calling you back, that's great. They try to part for you. You got to be consistent. You have to be consistently working toward your craft, consistent in your craft, and consistent how you go about getting your craft. So consistency.
You set your own bar, right? So if you're up here and they're calling you back or they want to see you, even if it's your first time in that casting room, you've been invited to that party. So you really have to show up.
Right.
And that consistency, once you set that bar, you don't want their work to go that way. It always has to take the next level up.
Right.
You want to outdo your own self. Don't compare yourself to anyone else's work. You only want to step your own game up each time. Yeah.
God, if you guys enjoyed this, say hell yeah in the chat.
And it's gonna live on your. We're gonna repost it so that you can share it and also tell your actor friends about it. DMV, come through. If you're close by, you could always come in too. You know, take a drive. It's only 2 days.
I love it. That's great. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us today for Master the Craft Command the Screen. All right, for our 2-day intensive. Again, we're going to be doing it in the DMV area, March 21st and 22nd. Click the link that's at the bottom. We're going to be giving out so many gems. If this is your passion, this is what you want to do, you are in the right place. You're with the right coach. You're with the right. Okay, because I'm right here with you.
Right there, honey. Yes.
We will get you there, but you have to be willing to put in the work.
Yes,
so
promise. That's a promise. It'll be time well spent.
It'll be time well spent for sure. This live was fire. I'm so glad I made it. God bless you both. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys got something.
Oh, thank you. God bless you as well. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with one more live, yeah?
One more live, guys. We're doing one every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we will be back. It'll be our last live right before we, do the class. So I look forward to seeing you guys again. We'll talk about other topics and you guys have more gems and kind of go. So thank you.
Thank you, Taja.
Thank you, Mariska.
Love you. See you soon.
All right. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Peace.